Salut, c'est Don Chubink. Yes, an intro in French. Comment ça va? J'espère que tu vas bien. Aujourd'hui, on est le jour. Hey, c'est tellement bizarre de commencer un truc comme ça. You wanted me to do it in French or in English? Because I can do it in French and in English. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it in English, yes. So I'll tell you why we're doing it. So first of all, don't blink, your boy. Got to do something. Plus, we need some more light in here. So let's get some lights. Don't blink. It's your boy. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the video. Because we've been also having a fantastic freaking day on this glorious night. Doing glorious. 27th. 27th? Yes. 27th February 2026. It is a gorgeous day outside. It's quite cold. We're starting the day, so yeah, just enjoy it. We're gonna have a good time today. Gonna have a really good time today. So without further ado, let's go. You know what? So we'll tell you what we did in English. Sorry about the very weird start of the day. I'll tell you what we do it in English because we have a bunch of things to do. We got bread, cheese sticks for supper. So it's gonna be delicious. So don't blink, it's your boy Ink. Welcome to the show. Welcome to day 148 of Project Vendetta, or 27 February 2026. It is a gorgeous day outside, quite cold, but we like it. We're awake, but not super awake. So why? I had a really hard time going to sleep last night. Really hard time. Then I got waken up by my father. I got waken up by my father calling me to say, "Hey, I'm at Costco. Do you need anything?" It's like, "Yeah, I'm good." But then I thought about it. I said, "You know what? A block of cheese would be nice." I love cheese. I love cheese. Ba-bum. I love cheese. Ba-bum. I love cheese. Yes, we do. Woo woo. We're gonna be waiting for the snacks today. For a taste test of the snacks. Why? Very simple. First of all, we are having cheese sticks. We're gonna have cheese puff, and we'll have two kinds of Hershey's cookie and cream. So, kind of good. So, why were we asking if we should do the video or the intro in French or in English? That's a good question. The reason why is very simple. Yesterday we celebrated something that's quite important. We started our very first good, but holy shit. On a fish is so weird. We started our very first playthrough of Resident Evil 4, which is not my first playthrough, but my very first playthrough in French. So we did play some Fortnite in French here and there, but we never did. Why? Well, Resident Evil 4 came out. Resident Evil 9 comes out today, and I have my little sister. Not my real sister, but somewhat my younger sister. She's French, so a big fan of her movie and the likes. And I was like, you know what? I've been craving to do a French playthrough. So the French playthrough is kind of crazy story. I was supposed to start these January 2025. I was watching a lot of freaking outdoor sport by then. The first playthrough I wanted to do was Ratchet and Clank. The problem with Ratchet and Clank, it didn't work in English. It's like, fuck, dude. So you tell me that this didn't work in French. There's no French version of this game. My apologies. And there's no French version of this game, so I can't do it. And then the ID just left. So, the Resident Evil 4 remake is as the first French playthrough, and you see, this is the thing with content creation. sometimes you have ideas, sometimes you plan. Sometimes things just happen for another reason, one reason or the others. So, for example, Resident Evil, did I think it's ever going to be my first playthrough in French? No. But the way it works is amazing because I played the second and the third remake so often. I played them twice because I just thought it was a fantastic game and my introduction to Resident Evil. And then Resident Evil 7 and 8. At this point, I like Resident Evil, and I'm a fan of the series. My favorite is the 8, so we play more. The 7, we only played it once, which is technically not true. We did play it, so it's kind of weird. We played it once, but we didn't play the DLC. So then we did a playthrough of just the DLC, which is a very weird thing indeed. Last year, we tried to do the Resident Evil, but I don't like the first. I didn't like it. It felt too. It felt awkward. It was weird to play. I wasn't comfortable playing it. I know that is a lot of nostalgic value for a lot of people, but not me. So then the 4 came out, but at this point, the 4 coming out is a weird thing. It's a really, really, really weird thing because at that point I'm working, and at that point I'm not only working, but we're going crazy on content. So this is really when I fell in love with content. I was editing, I was making videos, I was writing at that time. So just overcharged. And what happened with Resident Evil 4, the first time, is a very bad story. A very bad story because I'm playing it in March 2023. In May 2023, I do a depression because I'm tired, because I work too much, or a situation I'm getting bullied by a certain person. I'm like, fuck that. And I just fall into depression. And then the craziest thing is because we don't play a lot, we'll play possibly 2-3 hours per day. It takes me a while to finish the game, the Resident Evil 4. And by the time we finish it, guess what happened? Separate Ways come out. And Resident Evil 4, to me, was I want to say 20, but maybe 30 hours game. Separate Way was a 20 to 30 hours game. So the 4, I never really felt the need to play it because it was such a long game. It was 60 hours, right? And then you got the Mercenary DLC. So you know what's crazy? I remember playing the Mercenary DLC and watching the whole Sniper Wolf versus Jack's film. And to me, it was insane because I was like, holy shit, dude, this is how much it was. But then it was almost 3 years ago. We played it in March 2023. We played the 10th of March 2023. Well, you know what's insane? Oh, no, never mind. I was going to say, 3 years later, they released it was Resident Evil 9, but it's not 3 years later. It's not 3 years later, it's 2 years, 11 months, and 3 weeks. So, yeah, it is not 3 years. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because I would put 3 years just to be like, hey, I can play this Resident Evil game in 3 years, right? My apologies. So, yeah, we played yesterday, and I was talking about with Delahais, my little sister, Resident Evil, and I was like, dude, I feel the craving to play it. And for some reason, the fort was the last. I think it's actually quite simple for why it was the fort, because the fort is the last one we played, and it was possibly my favorite, right? And I just had such a good time that I was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking have fun. Let's fucking do it. We should be okay. I'm gonna have some fun, right? And yeah, so then I was like, Delahais speak in French. I was like, what if it was my first playthrough in French? Now, this is a mistake that I made. Is I gotta do a project without checking if I can. For example, I did a 20 minutes video on watching Clink in French, and she realized, hey, that's not available in French. Or like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? So within Invo 4, I was able to play it in French. I'm able to play it in French yesterday. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I wasn't sure if I was gonna make this intro in English is because I am perfectly bilingual. However, it is hard for me. So it's complex. I'm gonna have small conversation in French or in English, and I'm gonna be able to change. But then I'm gonna move. So here's the thing. I don't know why. if I spend too much time speaking in English, right, I'll forget a little bit of French. I'll look for words. If I spend a lot of time speaking in French, I'll be looking for words in English. So, I could have done it in French this morning and be like, hey, the whole thing's in French, even though we're gonna do a Twitch stream tonight, TikTok live tonight. It's gonna be in English, but still. So yeah, so there's pretty much it. Now, the intro today, super simple. Horrible morning, but a great morning instead. It's just so weird. Because of the afternoon I'm playing Resident Evil 4, which again I love. I wasn't able to sleep well, so I went to sleep at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Went to bed at 4 in the morning. By the way, we're having a lot of problem with the playthroughs. So, yesterday was Voiceless and Speedster that broke. The day before was Resistance Reborn, and the day before that was Sword. So every single day we're having a problem with the recorder, which I don't know why. I know I'm filming a lot, but I was always filming a lot. So what changed? I don't know. Right? And the craziest thing with Resident Evil, I'm gonna go back to Resident Evil, is that by the time we're done with Resident Evil, I'll be starting Walking Dead. So Walking Dead is also a zombie thing. So we're kind of doing a month of October and February, March, which is kind of cool. I like it because we did a depression. That's October, and October is my favorite month for Halloween. Also, crazy thing, I know that has nothing to do with the story, but I just feel like talking today. And I kind of want to bank on my English for now, because I know I'm going to be spending 3 hours or 4 hours speaking in French. And we'll talk about this more, but it's so weird to speak French. I'll tell you guys why after. Again, 147. So what I was talking about, okay. So yesterday, the playthrough break, the phone is full. There's really good drama on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, well, fuck it, let's go sleep later. I ended up sleeping at 4. Couldn't sleep because I was nervous. I was nervous that the phone wouldn't work. I was thinking about solution and adrenaline of Resident Evil. I went to bed at 6 o'clock. My father calls me at 11 o'clock. He never calls me. I always call him. And he wakes me up and is like, what are you doing asleep? So I felt bad about going to sleep. So I stayed up. Couldn't focus, couldn't do much, so I ended up doing everything I could. So we did I think it's 6 or 7 6 7 6 7 clips for the live of yesterday, which allows us to actually delete the live of yesterday, which is quite nice. We did really good, really freaking good. Voiceless is done. Resistance Reborn finished not even an hour ago. We were reading Dr. Stone as we were doing the editing for Shield. So we did the editing for Shield, I want to say at 2:45. It is 3:16. About 30 minutes ago, almost exactly. And then Resistance Reborn finished at 2:54, 55, I don't know. So we're actually lucky. So and I was like, okay, well, let's start with the intro. Then I realized the phone was almost empty of batteries. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's struggle on, power on. We'll do what we can. Yeah. So we know what happened to. I'm a dumbass. The first thing I should have done is check if the upload were finished. Because now I'm at I'm starting the intro and I'm like, you're not finished with the upload. So the file I want to delete, which is 37 gigs of storage, is you're not able to delete because it's not uploaded. So you have to wait 10 minutes. But I'm not gonna wait 10 minutes because if I'm going to wait 10 minutes, I'm going to be waiting 20 minutes, I'm going to be waiting 20 minutes, and then I'm not going to do anything today. Already, this morning was a bit of a slow start. So, yeah. So, the plan of today is what? Because that was yesterday. That was the outro. The plan of today, super simple. Intro, quick shower, because I stink. And feeling like a shower is, ultimately speaking, my perfect day. Is you wake up, you do an intro, you take a shower, and then your day begins, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a shower. We're gonna do a Twitch stream. The problem with the Twitch stream is I'm possibly not gonna be doing much because tonight I wanna at 6:30 I wanna do TikTok live. We don't have that much to do today, which is not true. We have 8 chapters of Dr. Stone. We have hella clips because we played a lot yesterday. Played for 7 hours, so there's gonna be 7 hours of clips to do. Am I playing with this? Why? Because everything that you do, you give yourself a little hit here. And the hits help you wake up, give you adrenaline. So, since we're pretty sleepy boys, so we're gonna do it. So moving from Carly, what the heck? 3 days, dude. I'm worried. Good. Okay.
Tu sais, le genre de personne qui veut du mal à personne, là, ben.
Why are you screaming, dude?
We have got to
Why are you
talk
screaming,
about this
dude?
man for a second. I am No, what I did?
I don't know. I don't know if freaking if it's meant for TikTok to open up and being so loud, or the people are talking loud, but it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, dude. It makes no sense. ¿Por qué? Dude, yesterday I was talking. Also, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. We should let you in on a little secret when I'm gonna talk about this, right? So today stream TikTok live, stream sleep, as simple as this. Yesterday I'm impressed with myself because yesterday we did. That wasn't planned, but we still did. We did. Fuck. Yesterday it's hard to be impressed with myself because we did 2 hours of editing the behind the scene and the intro. Then what we did was we slept for 2 hours. We played Fortnite for an hour and a half. We live for 4 hours, and then we went to we went to Resident Evil 4 for about 5 hours. So yeah, pretty impressed. Even though we slept, so today the plan is to do the same because I want to be in a habit. If I can make an habit of working hard, then it doesn't feel like working hard. And if it doesn't feel like working hard when I complain, I won't. So today, super excited. Now for the pièce de résistance. Bit of psychological talk. A bit of psychological talk. What's going on in my mind? Let's share pain, because fuck that. But mostly there's a lot of positive coming on, so you'll see. There's no taste test again today because the plan was to do cheesy poof. Cheesy puff, and we got 2 Hershey's bar. They're not Hershey's though. They're Cadbury dairy milk, and we got Hershey cooking cream, Oreos cooking cream. So basically, somewhat of the same thing, but a very different very different approach. Also, the cheese stick no name is gonna be good. It's gonna be a solid meal today. Today we're kind of partying because it's Friday. Why not? Oh, fuck. Savvy. That's good though. Drizzly Huckleberry Lemonade. Amazing. Feels good. So yesterday was a really good day because 2 days ago, and this is a question of balance, right? Always looking for balance. My whole life's about balance. 2 days ago we have a really bad day because I'm mad. People are trolling. I'm getting suspended for XY reason, which I don't even fucking know, which is dumb. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. Oh, by the way, we got fucking a lot of cash value, baby. My apologies. Golly. My apologies. Golly. Yeah, I said cash. A lot. Because we need for Friday founding. Hello. What else am I talking about? A lot. A lot. I don't even know what I'm talking about, dude. Which happens most of the time. I know, it's hard to believe, but fuck. Galaxy Compressor, you're not the right one. You're not the right one. I was the shy kid. Give me violence. I met you in the summer. Everything I wanted. After time passed, I feel like a puppet. You can throw me away in the darkest fade. I'll be back in your arm on another day. Now you got new friend. Not the old one. Not the best one. She says I'm hypnotic. She's an alcoholic. They don't really care about you like I do. Take me back to high school. I'm gonna guess a fight too. I met you in the summer. Everything I wanted. After time passed, I feel like a puppet. You can throw me away on the darkest fade. I'll be back in your arms on another day. Yep, good song. I was going to the apartment though. So 2 days ago, again, balance. 2 days ago, yes, I'm wearing the same pants. Oh shit! You're not supposed to be nice outside. It's supposed to be caca. Are we gonna get a sunset? Because if I get a sunset, that's gonna be. I'm gonna be wanting to film it. Ah, fuck it. We only live once. Let's leave it for another day. There's 256 sunsets a year. I could skip one. Uploading the weather report. Nothing. Great. So 2 days ago, getting on the trolls, we're getting suspended. The second I get suspended, this was a drop that really filled the water bottle. I get suspended. And the minute I get suspended, I get a guy DMing me and a girl DMing me. And it's, I want to be honest, it came at the same time, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was live not even 2 minutes ago. Right away, hey, pay attention to me. No, dude. I'm tired. I worked a lot. You're worth attention, but you're worth a person that will give you the attention that you desire because they're not a workaholic, you know? And if the person feels bad giving you attention, you say, fuck you. You're not going to give me attention. I'll get it somewhere else. That's it. As simple as this. Cream cheese, though. You know? You shouldn't force people to have your attention. And I'm an asshole. I prefer working. I'll choose work over people 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. You know? So, yeah. So, I feel bad. I was like, you know what? Yesterday, you kind of lost control, dude. That is a no bueno situation. You have to avoid those things because they make you look stupid. They make you look, like, unstable, right? Did we do that for that? No. It's just because I'm it's so complex. I'm a better person to be around. I'm a better person to be around. It's so selfish. I'm a better person to be around when I'm in a good mood, right? So do I do it for that? Because I could do it for that. I don't know. I think the biggest fear is I'm going to be looking down on these videos one day. I'm like, you're such an asshole. Because I'm making a conscious effort not to watch my own content because I'm hypercritical. And I'll hyper-focus on the flaws. And I'll be changing the content. And not changing the content because I want to improve changing the content because I'm afraid that I'm not good enough. So that's not good. I'd rather be in blissful ignorance and think I'm doing okay. Right? That sounds good? Drink a lot of water, kids. Always important. Plus, in a couple decades, it's gonna be the war for water. So, yeah. I think that's why. So yesterday, I'm going in. You know what, Ink? Whatever you do tonight, don't get pissed off. Don't get mad. I talked to my little sister again. I fucking adore her because she's a little shit. She's not my real sister, but you guys know that I had a sister that was supposed to be there, but she's dead. Yeah, so sister issues. And she's a little shit, that girl. She's a little shit, but I love it because I'm like, dude, I'm an asshole too. I'm a fucking prankster. I'm a douchebag. I'm an asshole, but I'm an, it's endearing asshole, right? And then I'm doing this food review, and she doesn't care. She talks about everything others, and so it's very hard. And I'm like, dude, you know what's the craziest thing? If it wasn't for the fucking clips, because I'm doing clips, I wouldn't care. But I do clips. I'm like, okay, well, we should possibly go back to the subject, right? Yeah. So I was a bit, not necessarily annoyed, but I'm like, dude. And the craziest thing is, I know that when I'm not going to be busy, she'll be gone, right? Is it matters? No. Just timing and, I don't know, common courtesy. If a guy is doing the dishes or he's fucking cleaning the apartment, don't say, hey, dude, you guys have 10 minutes of time? Do you have a minute to talk? Do I look busy? If a yes, maybe I am, right? And then we're talking about Resident Evil, which is ultimately speaking what led me to speak to do Resident Evil 4 in French, which is amazing. You see, there's sun now, which is great. Which is fucking great. Nice. Why? Because I'm going to have a behind the scene that says, hey, we're done with the intro. I take a warm shower, 20 minutes, because I want to read. I want to watch one of DBZ. And then we're going to be streaming, which I'm excited for. And then we're talking about Resident Evil 9 and said, she's like, I'm afraid because I'm going to get spoilers. I'm like, you're going to get spoilers of Resident Evil 9. And then she watched TikTok. She goes on, I don't know, doom scrolling, right? And then she sent me a fucking snap, and I got really pissed off, really annoyed, because she sent me a snap, and she's like, "Hey, I'm not gonna tell you how the main character dies, but he dies." I know. No, sorry, my apologies. My apologies. I'm not gonna tell you how the main character dies, but it's sad. It's a sad way. And I'm like, you just told me the fucking main character dies, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? You just spoiled the entire game. Now I'm telling you, like, dude, you understand that you spoiled the game and it's not cool? And she sent me 4 or 5 snap of her eating cookies, like, oh, I made some really good cookies. I should probably keep some for my boyfriend. I told you about how not cool it is. And you're talking to me about cookies. And I'm like, you don't care that I'm not happy with you. And it didn't bother me that she spoiled it. It's mad at me that she didn't care. But I mean, it was nice to her. And we had a legit good talk for an hour. And then you just ruined it because of your lack of self-awareness. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? I was pissed off a little bit. But then we had the freaking Resident Evil 4. And that was amazing. So the whole thing. Why am I talking about the sister and the annoyed? Because I made a conscious effort yesterday not to get angry, but it's just every single day people fuck with you, and you're like, okay, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do, right? And it's not a big deal, but it's still, it's so. Told the story yesterday. There was a guy that wanted to play Fortnite with me, and that guy was insistent. And when I say insistent, he was insistent. He didn't stop. He would come into every single Twitch stream and would say, "That's the craziest thing." He would say things like, "Hey, can we play together?" And I'm like, "Oh, dude, that's my last game. Sad." I would come in. I would be there for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Say, "Hey, can we play together?" I'm like, "No, dude." When I not say, and I just say no. You just didn't understand. You just didn't get it. You just didn't compute. And the worst thing is, people lack self-awareness. It's amazing. So I'm tired of him, and I'm talking to this guy, Aiden, at work, and Aiden is a huge fan of Red Dead Redemption 2, and I have the game, so I'm like, dude, you have to stream that, it's amazing, you're gonna change your life. I'm like, wow, whatever. But then, he talks to me about it for like a month, and it's always like, hey, this game is great, this game is great, this game is great. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. The guy that had no self-awareness comes in the very first stream, say, hey, can we play Fortnite? And I'm like, well, I'm gonna play another game. And he is like, oh, did you know that this character betrays you at the end? What? And I'm like, I cannot believe you spoiled the game, dude. And I got pissed off. I'm like, I don't know you want to play with me, but you just ruined the game so we can play together, which is so fucking stupid. So then I go in, and I'm like, hey, bro. I block him. Because fuck that, right? You know what he says when I block him? Oh, you banned me by mistake. No, dude, it's not a mistake. And these people like that, the biggest problem is they don't understand. They don't realize they're doing something wrong. So you can't get mad. It's like getting mad at a baby for breaking a plate. Baby gonna break plate, it happens. You know? They don't know better. So yeah. So that's why I was having a hard time controlling myself. But at the end we did, right? So now for the finale of this, because we're not gonna do a snack review. Oh, be back in your arms, oh no. Can you believe that I've been doing this video for that long? Crazy, huh? Crazy, huh? My apologies. Okay, we still got 15 minutes. So how did it feel playing Resident Evil in French? It's such a weird experience. It's such a weird experience because I try to avoid French in my content. Now, I'll talk to people in French. It's really, okay, so it's complex. I avoid French in my content for multiple reasons, which we're going to get into. But I'll speak French. So, for example, in a live stream, when people talk French to me, I'll talk French. Or when it's a product that come from where I was born in Montreal and shit like that, I'll make the effort to speak French because we're gonna represent, right? I'll react to the show in French, right? So the reason why we're avoiding French is because the reason why we avoid speaking French is because of the reason we made a channel. So the reason we made the channel was because I was getting bullied at work. I didn't like my life. This is kind of crazy. This is, again, I told this story multiple times, but never with Project Vendetta. So I was working with a place, and that place was amazing. People were nice to me, but I was the odd guy out. It was everybody was Romanian, and most of them spoke French. Most of them speak English. It was perfect, and they never took me out of conversation. If I was asking, "Hey, what are you talking about?" they would always include me, and then when they were talking about me, they would say what they said in French because they wanted me to understand. It was a really good environment. However, I didn't want to be the guy that always asks, "Hey, dude, can you please include me?" Because if it's not natural, then it should be natural. And bless them, but they were talking about Romanian politics and soccer, and I don't care about any of that. So I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So I wasn't distancing myself, but still, there was this guy who was also on the outs because he was an asshole. This guy was a fucking asshole. This guy's a bully, and just to let you know how much of a bully he was. Everybody hated him at work. He came to me, death threat. I was doing the 2023 depression. That was because of him. Death threat. This guy, I was gone for like 6 weeks because I broke my ankle, and there was three different people that refused to work with him because there was an incident. The boss is like, dude, I cannot change you. You're the only one that can endure him. So that guy was abusive. And there's no such thing as little abusive. There's only like very, very abusive. So the guy comes in, and he's abusive. And every single day he becomes more and more abusive. The reason as to why, there's two reasons as to why. He was broke. This guy couldn't handle money because he come from a poor country. He never had money, so when he had money, he didn't know what to do with it. First of all, there's two main things. He has a kid at 40 that was not planned. Understand? So they live in a 3.5. He had a third kid. They had 2 kids in 3.5, which is 1 bedroom. How do you have 2 kids in 1 bedroom? The guy was making more than me, and his wife was a teacher. So how's that work? I don't understand. And it wasn't planned. It's like, okay, well, I'm broke. I'm even more broke. And he was telling the boss, like, hey, I need more money. I have more kids. Like, dude, I'm giving you, we're one of the highest paid worker here, and you can't handle that. I'm gonna give you more money. You're gonna buy more stupid shit. He literally said that. So he said, no, I'm not gonna help you out. Plus, he said, it's your fault for having a kid so late in life, which is kind of like an asshole thing to do, but it's true. And also, he hated me because I was a gamer. I was French Canadian, and he came to French Canada, right? And his kids, that's a sad thing. His kid and his wife, they were very, very into the French culture because in Romanians, they speak Latin. Latin is a language similar to French because I'm so sorry. Romanian is similar to French because they're both coming from Latin, right? So it's an easy language to learn. So the wife, she was super happy with the teacher there. She was happy. The kids, they had friends and they wanted to play games with Fortnite. So the guy was like, you represent everything that is taking my family away from me. You're not taking that away from me. They decided to adapt themselves to a new country. You didn't. You stayed in your old country, but you immigrated, bro. So it doesn't work. All this to say, I get depressed, right? And all of this to say, I have a way to cope with everything. And that way is to hide music. So I had music, but then, because I am so fucking sad and so depressed, I cannot spend a day without having music. So I listen to music, and I listen to music, I listen to music, I listen to music, I listen to music, I listen to music. And finally, guess what happened? It's insane. I listened to music so much that I've listened to the whole entirety of Kid Boga channel. Back then, you didn't have more Kid Boga. Three times. That's three years of content. That's not years of content at all. That we watched in like less than a year. And he keeps saying, and I'm so fucking depressed. And he keeps saying, if you want to see more of me, you can find me on Twitch. And I don't know what Twitch is. So I find Twitch and I find video games. I'm like, dude, I could do that. I could absolutely do that. So then, I can absolutely do that. Guess what happened? I need a new name. So this name is gonna be Ink Vendetta. Why? Because Vendetta was vengeance, and I was feeling depressed, and I was feeling like I hated the world, right? Oh, I'm gonna be mad at the world. I'm a fucking woe is me, right? So I created Ink Vendetta to revenge on the world, right? And then, of course, we didn't have enough storage. Me with my big mouth, it's okay. So what we did was we transferred the first part of the intro. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna transfer the first part of the intro. I'm gonna transfer it, and I'm gonna be uploading it, which is, I know, groundbreaking, isn't it? Did I do this? Did I do that? No, we didn't finish uploading this. Jesus Christ. 89%? Good. So yeah, so like I was saying, Vendetta was vengeance, and Ink was because people call me Ink because I was very tattooed. So I was like, okay, well, you know, and then things work, which is not true because things didn't work right away. What was going on was a group of streamers that was like, hey, if you go see my shit, I'm gonna help you out. If you go see my shit, I'm gonna help you out. So it was a group of streamers that was watching each other content, which is not good because you don't have this growth, you have this seeming growth. So people think that you're doing good, but you're not doing good because it's always the same people, and those same people don't care about your content because they want to do their contents, right? Type shit. Now I just have fan, which is insane to even start to understand. And then what? And people start to know me, and I find people that I like, because in that bunch, there's a lot of people that are taking advantage of people, and a lot of people that are honest. Honest people, I show my face, but now when I show my face, I'm like, okay, well, people know who I am. Oh, of course. Ouais, hello. Ça va bien?
Oui, ben, j'ai juste fini avec Martin.
Y'a pas de stress. Hey, je vais m'excuser pour tantôt.
Pourquoi?
Ben, ça fait une couple de jours que je dors vraiment mal.
Ah.
C'est quand ça appelé, je te dormais.
Ah.
Fait que t'as trouvé le bloc de fromage?
Ouais, ben, t'as vu la photo?
J'ai pas vu.
Ah oui, ben, si t'as vu la photo, maintenant, t'as vu le fromage, c'est des trous de fromage.
Hein?
Provolone.
Oh, quand même.
Fait que tu vas pouvoir te servir de ça, ça va peut-être être plus versatile que le bloc de fromage.
Ouais, parce que le bloc de fromage, je le mange à boucher.
Ah, ben, parce que tu vas pouvoir la mettre, tu vas tout un sandwich.
Ouais. Non, j'ai rien reçu comme photo.
Ah. Ben, dans ce cas, ben, je te l'ai envoyé.
Je suis dessus maintenant.
Ah. Tu l'as pas reçu?
Non. Salut, on va chez Costco, t'as besoin de quelque chose? Non.
Non, mais pas après.
J'ai compris, mais je l'ai pas.
Ok, ben, prendre une photo, puis je...
Mais là, t'as raison, c'est beaucoup plus versatile, puis c'est beaucoup mieux. Puis à la fin de la journée, pas là. Du fromage, c'est du fromage.
Oui.
Puis à la fin de la journée, c'est quoi le pire?
Non.
Le poids, il va être le même. Que ce soit 900 grammes en bloc ou 900 grammes en tranche, ça fait aucune différence, là.
C'est du provolone.
Ouais, mais le provolone, c'est quand même pas pire. Le provolone, c'est quand même nice parce que ça serait c'est un peu similaire en fait à de la mozzarella.
Oui.
Mais avec un peu plus de goût de fromage.
Ok.
C'est pas comme du cheddar. Le cheddar, c'est plus fort que ça, là. C'est entre le cheddar et le mozzarella.
Écoutez, ça coûte le 14 piastres, puis t'as pas de taxe sur ça.
Parfait, je le rembourserai quand je vais te voir bientôt.
Il y a pas de problème. Il est au frigidaire.
Good. Le poids, c'est quoi?
Le quoi?
Le poids. Parce que qu'est-ce qui est arrivé, là, c'est quand tu m'as appelé. Moi, je ne disais rien, parce que l'affaire qui arrive, c'est que j'allais faire épicerie mardi.
OK.
Mais après, je me suis dit, hey, le fromage, là, c'est toujours bon de 1. Puis de 2, je peux pogner moins cher au Costco. C'est cher, ce fromage, là.
Ouais.
C'est cher.
Je sais que c'est cher.
Fait qu'au Costco, tu penses que t'as eu un bon deal?
Ben, cette semaine, il y avait aucun fromage avec des...
Mais Non, mais Provolone, c'est une bonne marque. C'est une bonne sorte.
Non, c'est parce que c'est... On t'a pas acheté du fromage suisse parce que...
Non, c'est le seul que j'aime pas.
Ah, c'est ça.
C'est le seul que j'aime pas.
Maintenant, quand elle regarde, elle dit avec lui, il est déjà tranché.
Ouais.
Ça serait peut-être mieux pour lui s'il veut faire un sandwich, s'il veut en mettre sur je sais pas, n'importe quoi.
Non, c'est une bonne idée. C'est une très bonne idée.
Bon.
C'est une très très bonne idée.
Tu diras si tu l'aimes ou pas.
Hein?
Tu te diras si tu l'aimes ou pas.
Ah ben, ma mère, elle va souvent au Costco.
OK.
Puis le fromage rouge. C'est quoi le pire?
Quoi?
T'as ton fameux sachet là, de provolone, là.
Oui.
Je peux te dire c'est quoi la couleur de l'emballage? Il est rouge. Avec du
Oui.
mauve.
Oui,
Ouais, ouais, ouais. Ouais. Ma mère, elle m'achète le même, je l'adore.
Bon.
Je l'adore. Il y avait juste. C'est dommage parce qu'il y a le provolone normal. Puis,
Ouais.
tu sais, vous faites les maudits?
Quoi?
Ils t'ont sorti un provolone. Hein?
Oui, c'est quoi?
Ils t'ont sorti un fromage provolone de la même marque.
Oui.
Avec herbe.
Oh.
Puis c'était succulent. Mais après ça, qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait après?
Non.
Ils l'ont pas remis en stock.
Ah.
Fait que, une chance que c'est le meilleur. Non, Nathan a une très bonne idée. Puis encore une fois, écoute, le fromage, c'est du fromage, là. C'est sans tranche, la même affaire. Nathan, avec le versatile, ça a raison. Parce que, écoute, le fromage, si je veux le manger comme ça, je le mange comme ça. Mais si je veux faire un sandwich, je le couper en tranches au bloc, c'est difficile, là.
Ben, c'est.
Non, c'est une belle pensée.
Ouais, mais c'est des tranches minces. Mais regarde, tu mets la quantité de tranches que tu veux.
Ben oui, mais là, tu vas voir, le fromage en tant que tel, il est bon, maudit. Fait que tu fais une tranche. Dans le temps, avec maman, que je faisais, là, c'est pas complexe, c'est un déjeuner. Qu'est-ce que tu fais? Tu fais 2 toasts avec une tranche de fromage, tu mets ça au micro-ondes 20 secondes. Ah, c'est un délice, ça va. Fait que, on va se dire là-dessus, parce que je suis pas trop dérangé. Mais nous, on se voit dessus. En tout cas, on se voit mardi.
Ok, c'est bon.
C'est bon. Fait que passez une belle journée. Martin, il va bien ou pas?
Ah ben, il est correct, il va se faire opérer. Il y avait comme un nodule au poumon. Puis là, ils vont prendre des échantillons, ils vont l'examiner.
Tableau.
Ils vont aussi en ville, là.
Hein.
Puis là, parce que sa fille, Cathy, elle travaille au
Hein,
CHUM.
au CHUM, ouais.
Fait que Cathy, elle suit proche.
Ouais, ouais, c'est sûr.
Puis il va aller chez elle. Après ça, ben là, il va aller à l'hôpital. Ah, ça, sa fille est là. Fait qu'elle va en prendre soin un peu, là.
C'est sûr, c'est pas une situation évidente.
Non. Non, mais au
Surtout
moins,
surtout les poumons, surtout les organes internes, là, c'est ouf. C'est rough.
ben moi, j'en ai un, une nodule poumon aussi, mais.
Ah! Mais c'est partagé. Mais pas vrai, tu m'en parles en quoi?
Mais ça fait longtemps que je l'essaye, là. Mais oui, il a comme durci.
Hein?
Fait que quand ça durcit, ça n'a plus de problème.
Mhm.
C'est sûr qu'il ne va pas grossir ou.
Non, c'est sûr. Mais en même temps, c'est pas pour être impoli, mais un nodule, j'ai aucune idée c'est quoi. Fait que tu m'en parles, ça. Malheureusement, ça sonne pas de. Hein?
C'est comme une partie qui au poumon qui n'est pas supposée d'être là.
Ah, ok, je comprends.
Et moi, ça l'a durci parce qu'à un moment donné, en tout cas, je te compte ça de tantôt, là.
Ouais.
Mais, c'est ça. Mais pourtant, ça n'a pas durci. Fait que s'ils veulent l'opérer, c'est parce que peut-être
Ça grossit, ça grossit.
Fait que ça peut subir que l'affaire, parce que ça se peut qu'il enlève une partie de poumon.
Ouais, mais encore une fois, si c'est une partie qu'il y a trop, tant que le poumon il revient à l'intérieur original, il n'y a pas trop de problème. Là.
Je ne sais pas si le poumon il peut, parce que je sais que le foie, tu peux en couper une partie, puis il va faire faire. Ben, ça dépend de ton âge aussi, là.
Ça dépend de ton âge, ça dépend combien tu coupes. Si tu coupes un tiers, oublie ça, là.
Ouais, mais partant, ils vont voir, là. Ils vont sûrement couper une partie, ils vont l'examiner, puis une fois qu'ils vont savoir qu'est-ce que c'est, ben.
Mais garde,
Ils vont comprendre.
qu'est-ce que c'est avec Carl? Carl, là, ils ont carrément. Regarde, ça, c'est pas pour les cœurs sensibles, là. Mais Carl, j'ai dit qu'il y avait la maladie du Crohn.
Oui.
C'est qu'ils ont pris un tube, toi. Comme dans les faufounes. J'allais faire un laser, t'allais chercher ça, là, puis avec des pinces. T'allais sortir un morceau de. Je sais pas c'est quoi je pense que c'est un intestin, ça aussi, là. Mais imagine, il rentre dans ça, puis avec le laser, il coupe un morceau, puis il vient le chercher. Faire l'analyse, justement.
Oui.
Ça va être tough, là. Hey, mais c'est quoi,
Il est fait dans l'hôpital.
Hein?
Il est un âge.
Ouais, mais l'affaire, il arrive parce que son père aussi, il a des problèmes comme ça.
Ben, ça peut être
Génétique. Non, mais regarde, Romic à l'ouvrage, là, Aeromic, là, ils ont fait ça.
Oui.
Ils ont rentré un tube, et ça, c'est pas facile. Les gars, il est revenu par, là, les yeux dans la graisse de bine, les dents d'un zombie.
Oui. Il est tête, là.
Mais pas juste ça, ils ont mis un tube dans les fesses,
Oui.
puis ils ont mis un tube dans la gorge. En même temps. Tabarnouche.
Bien.
Ouais. Il est revenu, puis les gars, ils disent, non, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Mais pour ton adulte, tant que regarde, je sais que c'est pas idéal, mais tant que ça souffre pas, tant que ça change rien, c'est pas grave.
C'est comme ça sur Internet.
Non, merci, je parle de correct avec tes photos des photos de cicatrices puis d'opérations qu'on va te virer, là. Merci, je vais correct.
J'écoute, j'écoute.
Ah, nice, on va partager ça. Ok, vas-y.
Nick,
Hein?
et Tuc.
Quoi?
Parce que je prendrais le dedans
En note?
Ils font des opérations live, là.
Ah oui!
Oh, ils enlèvent des surplus de peau.
Ah, nice! Vas-y, partager ça, nice! Hey, génial! J'écoute ça tout de suite, là.
C'est 16 ans, mais parce que je comprends. L'autre fois, Nat avait commencé à écouter avec moi, puis ça t'a peut-être coupé, je sais pas trop quoi,
Ouais, c'est pas super. Mais, tu sais, en même temps, avec les chirurgies esthétiques, c'est un choix aussi, là.
Ouais.
Hey, en passant, en parlant de ça, là, tu checkeras, Jim Carrey?
Jim Carrey?
Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que ça fait?
Ben, tu checkeras ça dernièrement, il est sorti dans une affaire en France, là.
OK.
La face du gars, toi, mon homme, là, c'est. Hey. C'est pas normal, là. Il ressemble au gars, mais il a des différents yeux, il a différents sourires.
Ah, il s'est fait jouer dans la face?
Ah, je pense que ouais, mais je pense que ça a mal viré.
Ah.
Hey, si, regarde. Ça, c'est un choix, oui, mais. Reste loin de ça. Sacrifice.
Ah, il y a plusieurs artistes qui se font jouer dans la face, puis des fois, ils.
C'est des histoires d'horreur, ça. Ouais, puis.
Regarde, Michael Jackson, à un moment donné, il n'y avait plus de nez.
Ça. Bon, c'est tombé, ouais, je sais. Ça fait 30 ans de ça. Quand même, c'est un bon exemple.
Ouais. Et c'est trop fait jouer dans la face aussi.
Ouais. Fait qu'on va ça dessus, puis on va voir mardi, puis écoute, abattons les chirurgies plastiques.
Ah, oui, c'est ça.
Ouais, c'est ça. Fait que profite d'une émission là, de chirurgie plastique à caméra ouverte, là. Vas-y, profite-en.
Ah, ouais, c'est bon.
Puis un gros merci à Nat, parce que c'est vrai qu'elle est provolone. Puis c'est vrai que un cube, oui, c'est bon, mais tu peux pas faire grand-chose avec ça, là.
Ben, non, t'as dit, garde, c'est ça va être pas. Pour lui, ça va être pas.
Non, c'est une bonne idée. Puis qu'est-ce qui est vraiment nice là-dedans, là, c'est que tous les morceaux de papier, tous les morceaux de fromage sont séparés par un papier.
Bon.
Fait que c'est toujours le fun.
Excellent, c'est bon.
Tu m'as pris une photo?
Oui.
Bye, pap.
OK, bye.
Yeah, mon père. Sorry about that. When I was talking about, yeah. So when I started to do the content, I was like, okay, well, people know what I look like, but I don't want the same thing to happen in real life. I think it was more out of fear than out of afraid that, because streaming was an escape. It was a moment of peace, and it was a moment of greatness. And I just didn't want it to reach out to reach to a point where it's the same shit that happened with my real life. Because back then my real life was insane, and I told the story multiple times. But now that I've been doing this for 4 years, I can honestly say the content creation really improved my life, because there's some technique, there's some lessons that I learned that I apply in real life, and it's really a lot better, right? Is it perfect? No. Is it close to perfect? Not even. But I'm happy. That's all that matters. C'est le fromage. Ok, cool. Bon. Oh. Nice. C'est différent. Je l'ai jamais eu en cercle. C'est ça son fameux fromage qu'il a acheté. Parce qu'il m'a appelé, my father called me this morning and said, hey, did you need something from Costco? I was like, no, I'm good, because I did the grocery last Tuesday. But I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I could get cheese, because cheese is always good. And because cheese is always good, but at the same time, you bought the same thing my mom always buys. So I'm like, okay, well, it's not really new, but I like it. It's something that I like, so I don't mind. So I was afraid of that, right? So speaking in French for me was something that Steph did. Wasn't that something that Ink did? And I was always wanting to make a difference between Ink and Steph. People say privacy. No, because Steph had a shitty life. So, I was afraid of speaking French, right? And I was always afraid of that. But at the same time, so what happened, which is a completely unrelated story, but still meaningful, is that I started watching people that made content in French. I was like, dude, that's actually some good content. And I felt kind of not necessarily ashamed per se, but I felt bad because I was like, dude, you could do that. You're not. See, it's a real big issue. And again, it's gonna sound super racist what I'm gonna say, but there is French, and there's French Quebec. French Quebec is super farmer. It's super vulgarized. It's villager, but it's it's my language, and I love it. There's a lot of people in different countries that will speak French, but the French I will speak will be French from France. It won't be French from Quebec. So I have to protect that. We have as a province got to protect that, right? And it's really important. It's really really important. Yeah. So all this to say, I saw people that were doing that, and I felt bad. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, which is kind of crazy. The content I was watching wasn't the greatest content. It was TikTok Live. It was people talking in French Canadian, people from my neighborhood, from the island of Montreal, where I live. It was amazing because I was like, dude, these people, I cross them at freaking Maxi. Cross is je les croise. It's in French show. I see them. I cross paths with, and it's amazing because I was like, okay, well, let's do that. So then I started speaking a little bit of French, started including French in my content, and then I felt bad because I was like, dude, you're including French in your content, but you don't include French in your true channel. If you're honest about this, do it in your true channel, because otherwise it's not honest. Now, you know what's the hardest, the craziest, not the craziest thing, but the hardest thing to believe? How many games didn't have multiple language? And I thought it was something because I remember the PS2 era, it was something that was kind of present. Understand? So yeah, and like that's what I'm saying. So I want to do this. Yesterday I was talking to Delahais. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't do it in French. I would do it in English, and it was cool. It was super cool. How they feel? It felt amazing. We went and we had fun. I played like it's kind of hard, but doing this Action Star, which was really funny. I had a lot of fun. The language is cool because they do some good voice acting, and it's weird because when you think about the voice acting in English, it's originally the OV, which is the OVA, which is original voice actor, and when you do the translating, it's something that is different, right? Now, this is how we're going to be ending the video, but because you say the whole time, I'm going to give you guys a bonus. What is the bonus, you ask? It's a really good bonus. The really good bonus is what? The really good bonus is an announcement. You guys know that I want to learn more language. So what I can start doing is, I'm going to have, and this is huge announcement, okay? I'm going to start doing... If you play with a knife, you cut yourself. You cut yourself. It's okay. Is it bad? No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not so bad. Ugh. My window, and I can see you though. Even if I feel like we'll all be great, put your pick. You're gonna do something cool. There you go. Where's Port Fan now? See, where's Port Fan now? It is pretty bad, but it's okay. So, like I was saying, the cool thing here is, I want to learn more language. I can do something new, which is I'll be learning Japanese next, and with Japanese, I just think it's cool because it shows you how much you're bleeding. We'll do Japanese next, and the thing is I could play Japanese game, I could play French game, I could play English game, and do different playthrough with different voice. And not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people do that. A lot of people just do one language. I could be one of the first to do that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna patch that up. I love you guys so much. Thank you for listening to this. I know it's a longer video, so fuck it. But all in all, I'm really happy. I'm really happy because I'm like, holy shit, dude, that's kind of cool. That's kind of cool if I could do more than 2 language, because nobody does it. And with French, that's my normal language. And I feel like it's important because I feel like it's in a way, self-acceptance. I feel like in a way it is, hey, we speak French. Time to showcase that we speak French. Time to be proud of who we are. Time to accept who we are. Self-love, baby. That's important as fuck. That's important as fuck. It is really important because not a lot of people do that. Not a lot of people reach that point. I'm gonna be one person that reach that point because I know I can do it. Right. And who knows? Maybe one day. I'm hesitating because I'm gonna have kids one day. I'm gonna have kids one day. And it's a real fear. I swear to God, it was not planned. Well, maybe a little bit, but not that much. There's a real fear. I talked about today about the bully. The reason why the bully was so pissed at French people was because his family was speaking French at school. They were speaking French at home. And he didn't understand shit in French. My apologies. My father is not going to learn English, and I want him to be in my grandkids' life. And if you're going to be in my grandkids' life, they need to speak French because otherwise they can't. It's easier for them to learn than him to learn, right? And see, already done. So it's not a big cut. We're good. There's just real fear. There's just huge fear that we made this connection. And then how can I tell my kids, hey, be proud of your French heritage? When all my content, which is my life work, which is something I love the most, I'm a workaholic. Everything that I do is related to work or not. There has to be all of me. There's gonna be part of me that I hide. There's gonna be part of me that I'm ashamed of. It has to be all of me. And all of me isn't English, all of me is French. Am I gonna stop making English content? No. But I'm doing this big effort to be more honest and to be more transparent and be more open book with you guys. Yet I'm not allowing you in the deeper part of my being, which is my personal life where I speak French. That's not okay. Anyway, all of this to say, I love you guys, and some great things are gonna happen. Some great things are coming. Just gotta be patient and give life a chance.